Hello everyone, this is Todd with TradeLeverage.com. Today we're going to talk about support and resistance lines and how to draw them and how to use them. A little bit in this video, but coming in future videos, really with day-to-day trade setups and how to use support and resistance lines. Okay, so what I have here is the pound dollar daily chart up. Now, higher time frames always take precedence, and support and resistance lines are always more dominant in strength at higher time frames versus your lower time frames. So you want to start off with, we'll take the daily chart here. This is one with lines already drawn, but you can see the pound is in a range here of roughly 800 pips or so since about May of 2009 to today. You can see in one area it did go ahead and push up, and then price again hit resistance and push down back into the range. But what I wanted to show you here is, if we zoom in here on price, these aren't by coincidence. What are support and resistance? They're essentially psychological barriers. They're not exact sciences, and they're mystical lines that everybody has on their chart and needs to figure out. They're approximations of price barriers where traders feel that either price is too high or too low. So this sets up a history, and then you can develop it develops a pattern, and then for future trade setups, these barriers are there in traders' minds, so you have to be aware of them and carry them forward. See where price formed a barrier right around the 66.16 mark, okay, and then pushed up and down, consolidated here, and finally pushed up and out, back down in, and etc. You can see in a ranging market where this has been stuck in the range since May to October. Okay, so how did we get there? Well, like a fresh chart in the pound dollar daily. Zoom out here quite a bit. But again, we're looking for these lines, same as trend lines, but support and resistance, where traders are thinking that there is a price barrier. Okay, for instance, we've got one here, here, and here. So we're going to go ahead and set that up and draw that line. All right. Okay, so right in this area, and again, it's not exact, but you can see how we get there. That's going to be the top of the range, and this will be the bottom. You have a touch right here, you have a few touches right in this area. So that will serve as our support line. Okay, let's get rid of those. And you don't have to get too crazy other than where you are in a range for your particular trading style, whether it's short-term or long-term, but price is stuck in this range currently. It gets towards this high here. If we're going to look for a breakout setup, again, we're going to go back and look at, okay, where's the next logical resistance point after the breakout? Would probably be right in this area here for a potential profit target. And that's really where it sets up, and the same on the other side where we're looking for the near support after price comes close or shows us a pattern to do a breakout on the downside. Okay, so let's put in a resistance point down following this on the daily. Now we got a ways to go before it's even going to get there, but, and again, not exact science, but you're going to look at these points. I see 1, 2, 3, potentially the next point where you're going to go for a profit target on the downside. But just get into the habit of recognizing this and making yourself aware of these on a daily basis or whenever schedule you do trade, because they do not, more times than not I should say, are going to either, price is going to either hesitate, stop, reverse, or decide to break through these points, and you're going to see them as you get more familiar with trading. These are going to stand out more for you, especially in the long term. It's easy to do these when you have a look at a complete chart, but you want to set them up and then look how price pays attention to these levels moving forward as you trade. Alright, so that's on the daily. So I look on the daily chart, that's where price is currently doing now. And we're going to go down to the 4 hour. Alright, and same type of thing. Now we're in a range year part. We're going to zoom in a little bit, identify where price is now. And if you did make a trade, let's say this was off of, if this continues and makes a flag or a pennant pattern, where would your next logical profit be? In this area, you may find that, okay, let's take a look at a smaller time frame. Where is this going to logically perhaps push to? Are there points? Yeah, there are points, because you can see that in smaller time frames you may see, okay, I've got an area here, I've got some probing here with price as well as here. So you're going to have to develop your system in terms of, okay, ideally maybe your profit target is going to be in the daily range, but you want to scale it down to whatever range you're using, whether it's a short-term hourly trade or 15-minute, however you want to develop your trading strategy. But you got to be aware of these price points. So again, get in the habit of recognizing support and resistance, drawing them in, and then using them in your trades. And we're going to cover a lot more of this in detail as we move forward. How to use support and resistance when you do enter a trade, in terms of your profit target and your trailing stop, and those type of things. So hopefully that has helped you for now with support and resistance. Look forward to talking into more detail in the future on this. But for now, happy trading, and we'll see you next time.